happening, people? We are live. We are back. Welcome back, everyone. Big up to everyone locked in. Be sure to hit the like button, guys, and be sure to subscribe if you are new here. I know it's been a minute. I think the last time I'd done a live stream was about 2 weeks ago. The last time I did a video was about a week ago. But big up to everyone locked in. Like I said, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. International break is coming to an end. And boy, do we have so much to catch up on, because I feel like a lot has happened in the last week or so, and there's been a lot to talk about. But to be honest, guys, I was on holiday, as you guys know. And at one point during my holiday, I was like, you know what? Let me just not record any content. Let me just enjoy my holiday. You know, the process of being away with family and having to disappear to go and record and then edit and do my thumbnail. And I was like, let me just enjoy my holiday. And I had a blast. Now, of course, this is the lowdown. Saeed's going to join in a bit, but I'm just going to use this time to catch up with a lot of you guys, and you know, see what you don't want to talk about today, because we could talk about the Brentford fixture on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. We could talk about Erik Ten Hag still somehow finding himself still in Manchester United's dugout. We could talk about INEOS and their plans. They got plans for the transfer window. They got players that they're targeting, etc., etc. And then, you know, there's other things like Sir Alex Ferguson no longer being an ambassador at the club, which I think people are taking it a bit out of context. I can't lie. Sir Alex Ferguson will always be a club legend. He will always hold some stature at the club, and he will always hold some sort of high level. But the money, I'm sure he can do without it. But anyway, we can talk about that. Paul Pogba is back on the scene and he's doing interviews everywhere. Like the amount of interviews I've seen him doing that's come out, in the last 24 hours of Paul Pogba. And he's, of course, talking about Manchester United. He's talking about how he asked to leave in the summer of 2019 and Ed Woodward blocked the move. He talks about, you know, his time at Manchester United. He kind of confirms as well that he turned down Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's request to join the club and went to Juve. So there's a lot to talk about there, but I want to focus on solely Manchester United news. That's what I want to focus on for now, predominantly Manchester United stuff. And I think the biggest topic of conversation right now is the injuries. Manchester United find themselves with so many injuries. It's actually ridiculous. And that's not even an excuse. The worst thing is that's not even an excuse for how poor that Manchester United have been. So if Man United were that bad with a full squad, I can't imagine how much worse they possibly could get with players that are injured. Now, just on the injury list, Kobbie Mainoo is out injured for up to 4 weeks. Nazir Mazraoui is out injured. A lot of players withdrew from international duty, citing injuries, including Garnacho, Amad Diallo, etc. And Manuel Ugarte went off with an injury in his recent game for Uruguay as well. So hopefully that's nothing serious. You got Harry Maguire out injured as well. Diogo Dalot is the only fit fullback that Manchester United has, and as a result, Manchester United and Erik Ten Hag reportedly is looking to play Johnny Evans at left back. So the injury problems mounting on top of the already the problem that Manchester United have is scary. I'm going to be honest, that is a little bit scary. And like I said, if Man United were that bad without injuries and with a fully fit squad, I don't know how much worse they can possibly get. Big up to Red Scare Claire, says, Minutes back, how was your vacation? My vacation was great, man. Guys, I went Kuala Lumpur. Shout out to everyone in Malaysia, because I'm actually wearing a Malaysia football team. This is a football team, Sabah FC. They're 7th in the league. So when I was in the shop trying to pick a Malaysia football club shirt to buy, I bought this because I thought this is probably the closest to what Manchester United is in Malaysia. So I got this kit. But Malaysia was amazing. If you guys live in Malaysia, honestly, you are so lucky to live in such a beautiful country. It's such a beautiful place. The food is amazing. The hospitality is amazing. Such a clean country. I'm running out of words for praise when it comes to Malaysia, because I went to Thailand after and I enjoyed Thailand as well. Thailand was a nice place as well, but I think Kuala Lumpur has my heart. Like, I actually might go back again. I might make it like a annual thing, or maybe every 2 years go back to Malaysia, because if I could tell any of you guys, I've been now to Indonesia, I've been to Thailand, and I've been to Malaysia. I loved Malaysia the most out of all. The food, firstly, out of this world. The hospitality of the people, amazing. And as somebody who has dietary requirements, you know, I can only eat halal food. because Malaysia is a Muslim country, I don't have to always ask, is the food halal when I go to restaurants and whatnot? And I don't have limited choices. When I was in Thailand, there was a couple of places a lot of places actually, I couldn't really eat at because it wasn't halal. But Malaysia, I never had that problem. So I could walk into every single restaurant. Only I think they said a few places in the country, in the city, sorry, wasn't halal. But that was fine because the majority of it was halal. I went to a food market, a night market in Kuala Lumpur, and of course, because in comparison to the currency in the UK, when you go over there, everything's quite cheap. So I went to a food market in Kuala Lumpur at night time, and I think I had £20 in English money, and I converted it to Malaysian money, and I basically said, let me see how much food I could buy just with this £20. And in the UK, guys, £20 is probably a meal in a restaurant. £20 is probably a meal in a restaurant. But when I went there, that food market, and if you are from Malaysia and you know what I'm talking about, that food market was amazing and everything was fresh. So I remember I had like watermelon juice, which was like £1. I had desserts, which one of the best desserts. I tried this fruit, some Malaysian fruit. I'm never trying it again. No disrespect to my Malaysians, but I tried this thing called durian. Horrendous. It was the worst fruit. But another fruit that I did have while I was in Malaysia, which was amazing, was yellow watermelon. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, honestly, I didn't know yellow watermelon was a thing until I went to Malaysia. But the food, I think that's one thing that you lot will probably hear me going on and on and on about until I get the opportunity to go back. Squishy stinky fruit. Yeah, someone told me to try it. And I shouldn't listen to people. My friend went to Malaysia last month and she told me to try it. She was like, make sure you try it. Don't leave without trying it. Don't leave without trying it. I said, okay, I'll try durian. I brought it. I didn't even smell it, guys. That's the thing. I don't smell food before I eat it because why am I to think that this is bad? I just thought it's a fruit. It's a fruit. It looked like a mango, what a mango would look like. And I swear to God, I got a video of me tasting it for the first time, guys. I can never show you lot that video because I nearly threw up. It was horrendous. Horrendous. The smell kills. Yeah, I learned that. I'm apparently 3% Malaysian, which is nothing. I've never been Malaysia. Maybe I should check it out. Where should I visit in Malaysia? Well, I went to Kuala Lumpur, but I wish I went to Langkawi as well. I think if I go back to Malaysia, I will go back to Kuala Lumpur, and then I'll definitely go to Langkawi as well. I had yellow watermelon for the first time recently. It was delicious. Listen, if anyone in the UK knows where I can find yellow watermelon, please let me know because I would love to get it here. But also, I just feel like the fruit over there is different. If anyone is from Malaysia, let me know. Do you guys grow everything in your country? Because a lot of the time when I was buying stuff in the stores, it always said made in Malaysia. So I was thinking, do they not import a lot of stuff? But honestly, Malaysia, I can't fault it. Thailand was nice. I did some island hopping in Thailand. We went to like the PP Islands, went in the Indian Ocean on a speedboat and all of that kind of stuff. Did some touristy stuff. I liked Thailand, getting massages every day. Did a bit of tourist shopping, like buying I'm really big on like fridge magnets and like memorabilia from holidays. So whenever I go on holiday, I like to buy people things that like reminds them of me going to that country. So I did a lot of that. But for me, honestly, I had a blast, guys. I had a blast. I don't know if you lot realize, but I think after day 2 in Malaysia, I stopped uploading videos because the time difference, number one, it was 5 hours from the UK. So I would be like, I wasn't really watching a lot of content while I was there. I was trying to watch stuff, but a lot of the time, if people are streaming at like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. UK time, it's late over there. So I actually I got newfound respect, guys, for people on that side of the world, because you're telling me when United are playing Europa League at 8 p.m., you guys are staying up at midnight to watch us draw to Porto. Big respect. Big respect, because that's not that I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But like I said, big respect to you guys. And it's difficult. I don't know how people because I took my equipment with me. I had my mics and all of that kind of stuff. But I was just, and also, guys, I was on holiday with family, so it is kind of disrespectful to family when I'm just recording videos and then editing when we're meant to be like doing stuff and going to do some sightseeing and all of that kind of stuff. Did you meet your subscribers there? No, because I didn't share my location of where I was in the city. I just said I was in the city. The city is huge. Kuala Lumpur is huge. Of course, you got the touristy site, which is like, I guess, downtown Kuala Lumpur, where the Petronas Towers are and the mall and everything. But I didn't actually meet anybody. But what have I missed, guys? What have I missed? What should we start with before Saeed joins, which he should be joining soon? What should we start with? Should we start with Erik ten Hag? And how is he still in the job? Should we talk about INEOS? Should we talk about INEOS? I'm hearing people saying INEOS are on fraud watch. Should we talk about Thomas Tuchel? What do you guys think about, by the way, Thomas Tuchel being appointed England manager? I think that's big cojones from the FA to appoint Thomas Tuchel, because I always feel like the FA historically have been people that really care about. And by the way, the way that the media, I've seen, like, it's like a witch hunt on Thomas Tuchel's appointment, because the way that the British media in particular, so I'm sorry if you guys are not from the UK, but British media have literally turned it into a witch hunt to say it is borderline xenophobic when they're talking about Thomas Tuchel being appointed the England manager. They're talking about his nationality. It wasn't an issue when it was Wenger and Eriksson. And also, news shock, when was the last time an English manager won a trophy, let alone, winning England a trophy? When was the last time? Just in world football, club football, whatever type of level of football, when was the last time an English manager actually won a trophy? Like, let's really be honest. I think it's big cojones from the FA to appoint someone like Thomas Tuchel, because that's a guy who's got he's got credibility when it comes to club football. So they've taken a risk essentially, because his style of football is different to this new breed of football that England have tried to develop under Southgate. And he's got a big personality. He's got a big character. So I feel like Southgate was more of like I don't want to say a puppet, but he was more of, I think Southgate's appointment into England wasn't a tactical decision to appoint him. I think it was a personality thing, because he does seem like a nice person, and he seems like he can build relationships with players and kind of do that side of football. But when it comes to the tactical side, I don't think he was responsible for that side of it. Whereas Thomas Tuchel, I think his job is just to win. He's a guy who wins trophies, who wins cups, right? He's a cup guy. He can win trophies. So I think it's a big appointment. But I also think it leaves, and by the way, guys, I never wanted Thomas Tuchel for Man United. If you guys remember, over the last 3 months, I've been saying I don't want Thomas Tuchel for Manchester United. I can acknowledge that he's a good coach, but it's not something that I would possibly want for Man United. But can I just say that it now leaves the pool of managers available to Manchester United very, very dehydrated, to a point where I actually think Erik ten Hag will stay the entirety of the season and part ways maybe with Manchester United at the end of it. I don't see, unless Man United end up rock bottom in the league, like I'm talking 20th, Everton are above us, Wolves are above us, I do not see him getting sacked, because I also think INEOS are sitting on this decision, essentially. I feel like they are sitting on it. They're not going to be forced into making something that, making a decision that maybe doesn't bode well with them. They're going to do it on their own time. But equally so, I think that the number of coaches available right now, and when I say coaches, I don't just mean any kind of coach, because there's a lot of coaches available, but I'm talking about serial winner type of coaches. I'm talking about coaches with proven track records, with distinctive style of football. Everybody is in a job right now. Like, who's actually a manager right now that United could appoint that is not in a role? It was really only Thomas Tuchel. That's it. It was just Thomas Tuchel. I saw reports saying that Xabi Alonso turned down Manchester United and Liverpool in the summer. I'm seeing reports that obviously downplayed the Inzaghi links. The only other names I see kind of flying around is Ruben Amorim. But again, every manager that Manchester United could possibly be linked to is in a job right now. And really and truly, let's call a spade, guys. Why would somebody leave a job where they're currently this season maybe competing for their league, competing in some sort of form of silverware, to come to what is a season that is a sinking ship? And basically, you need to wait till next summer to actually start your process. What's the point? I don't see, from other coaches' perspectives, I don't really see the point of it. But I am still shocked, guys. I'm still shocked that Erik ten Hag still finds himself as Manchester United manager, because this is small club mentality. This is actually small club mentality. And when I say that, I get it. Everybody likes to talk about how INEOS have so much to change, how they need to change the structure, they need to change the mindset, they need to change everything from top down, right? But when Sir Jim Ratcliffe came in, he had no issue with saying, you know what, I need to cut costs. 250 people losing their jobs. He had no issue doing that from the offset. He had no issue doing that. But where you draw the line is currently with the manager. Because the other decisions, you wanted to build a new stadium. Bam, you put together a task force. Bam, you got the mayor of Manchester on board. Bam, you got then the leader of the opposition, who was Keir Starmer. You got him on board, knowing that he was going to win the next general election. You got him on board. You created a task force. You brought in, you know, the architectures that are gonna. There's that you when it's a decision that you want to make, you do it quickly. But when it's something like this, is we have to take our time and make the right decision. For goodness sake, guys, we're 14th place. I actually think this season. Do you think the season's a write-off, guys? Do you think the Premier League season is a write-off? Is top 4 out of sight for you guys? Are you thinking, you know what, it'll be a top 10 finish? Man United going to finish top 10 in the league? Because I actually think the season's done. We are in October, and you know what's crazy? Insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting different results. This time last year, I said the season was a write-off. This time last year, I remember, it's when we got smoked in the Champions League. I said, season's done. Like, the season is actually done. Now, the season isn't a write-off yet. Why is it not a write-off? Why is it not a write-off? United are what? 14th in the league? United can't find the back of the net, even if it was an open goal. Even if there's no goalkeeper, United can't score. Defensively, I will say that there is definitely, like, United have improved defensively. It's the truth. Onana, for me, has been the anchor in Man United's defense right now, because results could have been completely different if it wasn't for him. Crystal Palace game could have been different. Spurs game could have been even more humiliating. Guys, I actually got a story to tell you guys. When I was in Thailand, I went to a place called the Tiger Kingdom, where they've got like tigers, they've got leopards, they've got different types of like wild cats, whatever. I was with one of my siblings. Yeah, she's wearing a Chelsea shirt. I wasn't wearing a Chelsea shirt. I wasn't wearing a United shirt, sorry. I was wearing a Lakers shirt, right? So we get chatting with the people that work in the Tiger Kingdom, the people that look after the tigers and whatnot, and we're just chatting. And one of them said to me, "What team do you support?" I said, "Oh, I support Manchester United." And they just all started laughing. All of them that worked in the cage started laughing. And I said, "Why are you guys laughing?" And he goes, "You support Manchester United? Seriously?" I said, "Yeah." So when, you know, you get to go pet the tigers and all of that kind of stuff, and you get to take pictures, yeah? So I'm taking pictures. I'm like this, yeah? I'll show you the pictures one day. I'm like this next to the tigers. The photographer said to me, "Go like this. Go like this." And my dumbass was actually going to do it. And I said, "Why?" Because I'm going like this. So I'm thinking, why is he telling me to go like that? And he's like, "Go like that, 3-0, 3-0. I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Get me out of here. Oh, Steffi, I didn't know that. I was scared of the tigers anyway. I'm scared of all animals. But now that I know that, I won't go back. But it was so embarrassing. And then when I left, he was like, "Oh, when you come back, I hope you support a different club." I said, even on the other side of the world, United getting trolled. Even on and by the way, guys, I saw a lot of people wearing football shirts, right? I like to, when I go on holiday, I like to see, like, analyze what clubs I see the most. The most I saw was people wearing Chelsea shirts. What's going on in Thailand, and why does everyone wear Chelsea shirts? I didn't really see. I saw a couple Man United shirts when I was in Malaysia, but it was probably Liverpool, Arsenal I saw the most. Pretty much. Sabah FC Jazzy, come on. I don't even, you know what? I was in the shop, I saw this shirt, and I said, "You know what? I like this shirt." I said, "I like this shirt. It's what United is the closest to what United is in their league." They were 7th in the league, I think. But that experience, I said, yeah, I wore a Man United shirt one day out in the city. Never again, guys. Because I just kept getting trolled. I kept getting trolled. Big up Saeed, man. Listen.
Yo, what are you saying? You good?
You eating biryani? Why are you so late for?
Sorry, the boiler man came. And yeah, he just started. You know when you just start doing the most, and you're like, bro, like, are you gonna leave or what? Like, I've got things to do. You know what I mean?
So you got beef with Ten Hag, now you got beef with the Boiler Man.
But I got beef for the boiler man now. You know what I'm saying? But alhamdulillah, I'm here. And how are you doing? It's supposed to be a press conference, Ten Hag. Is it not happened yet?
It's probably gonna happen at 4 o'clock normally, no?
No, it said if you go on the Man United website, it says 1:30.
Oh, 1:30. But then it'll be embargoed for a bit. So we won't
Okay, so
actually see
it won't be like out.
Yeah, we won't see it until like a couple. Normally it's embargoed for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, press conferences, are normally embargoed for an hour. How you doing though? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I can't complain. How was your holiday?
Oh, it was good, man. It was nice. It was good to get away from all this United nonsense.
Yeah. Honestly, it's good.
I want to hear your thoughts though. What should we start with? Because I was just talking about the pool of managers that will be available, and I said that I don't think United are going to set Ten Hag until the end of the season. I think they'll maybe like part ways on mutual agreement. Do you think this sets United back another season? Because the way that I see it, I was saying, I don't see why Amarom or any manager that United are linked to. And by the way, it's just come out, I think, like an hour ago that Xabi Alonso turned down Manchester United and Liverpool in the summer to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. I think he wants to go to Real Madrid, but
you know what it is? It's easy to say turn down after things have happened, isn't it? Like it's like he wanted to go Liverpool and he turned them down to stay at Bayer Leverkusen, and that's the only one we know. We don't know anything else.
It's certainly everybody turned down Man United, isn't it? That's the news.
Yeah, it's the news because it clicks. Even, bro, come on. Like, we all know, like, anything you sell of Man United, it will get clicks. So, like, let them do what they got to do. Let them enjoy it. And then it's up to whether we just say, we take this information or we just call it BS. And that's it. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just so many non-stories, you know, about United. It's like, I'm just laughing at them. I genuinely laugh at them. You know?
Yeah, United gets you clicks. But what's it called? I was gonna say, what's your view on INEOS? I think I might owe Nuruddin an apology. You know, I think I owe him an apology because for ages he's been onto INEOS. Nuruddin's been onto INEOS.
True.
From day one, he was like, I'm not buying into this.
Yeah. Listen, I put my hands up and say, yo, I gave them too much hype at the start. I should never have gave him that many hype. Obviously, you can say that you can be naturally happy that we got a new owner. No, not new owner, but you get what I'm trying to say, football structure. But then even when you break that down, like you just like you have to see things to believe it. You have to let things, you know, let things develop. Like let the plant grow, let the tree grow. And right now we're too early to get excited. Maybe that's because we've had 18 years of the Glazers and we've had someone different come to the house. You know when you get like, you know, when you like you're in your house here and you get like your relatives come to the house. You know how much excitement you get because you're like different people are coming to your house. And that's all it is. Different people came to the house, they had share, they had a bit of, you know, food, and then they go home. That's how I feel like with the Glazers, like with these INEOS. They'd come in, they gave us a little bit of you know, excitement, but then now it's just keeping that manager for me undermines everything. You know, everything you've done, it don't mean anything. Let's be honest. It don't mean anything.
I think my biggest question is that they don't want to rush to make a decision like this, but other decisions, they were like things that they felt like was right. They were, and I'm saying they, but I'm saying Sir Jim Ratcliffe was happy to kind of get the ball rolling quickly. He wanted to cut costs. 250 people lose their job. He wanted a new stadium, implements a task force, meets with the mayor of Manchester, gets Keir Starmer on board, brings in the architects to kind of design the stadium and the regeneration around the stadium as well. Gets the local council. Like all of that stuff is like click your fingers, you get it done. But this is something that you have to wait out. And what I truly believe is that maybe the manager that they want or the manager that they've agreed with is not available right now. And that's why I'm saying that he's going to stay in the job, even if it gets, I think they'll pull the plug if United get to 20th. If United were to get to like 20th, they'll pull the plug. You know
what it is though, Mina? My thing is it's not Ten Hag watch anymore, it's INEOS watch, but I've accepted that he's here till December. I've accepted it.
But come on, why are you saying December? Because every international break, have you realized we're like, he has to go. People are like, he has to go. Then international break ends, everyone's like, how is he still in the job?
Yeah, we can talk about that, but it's not a case of like shock. You know what I mean? Like this one, I was shocked. I was like, what is going on? We could obviously have our little talk and that, but like my head is saying that it's around December time where he gets a sack, maybe not now. I think for me, and I do believe I went through the games. I don't know if you watch United View, but I went through the games here of like where he'll get the results, and there'll be the 2 last games where he'll win, and then he'll keep his job. So as long as he wins the last 2 games, I think he's okay. Like generally, he could lose to Chelsea, he can lose to Brentford, he can win maybe Carabao Cup here and there. He may win 1 Europa League or get a draw here and there. But as long as he don't get maybe smacked up, I think he should be good for his job. You know what I mean? And that's how much I view INEOS. I just don't view them as serious people now because they're keeping a guy who's 14th. I mean, where's the best we can finish, do you reckon? Where do you think United will be come November international break? Like, where do you roughly think United could be?
It could be or should be. That's the thing. Where they could be with the way that the injuries are looking.
Oh, boy.
The way that the injury, I was saying, if we were bad before with a full squad, what are we going to look like now? Well, we got Johnny Evans playing at left back. No disrespect to Johnny Evans, yeah, but he came to do his UEFA B license. He didn't come to play left back. He came to do his UEFA B license.
Marcel is Ten Hag.
Marcel's back to being Ten Hag in.
Yeah, you didn't know.
No,
random talk. Yeah.
I was traveling yesterday, man. I was on a plane yesterday. What did he say?
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch it.
He said basically, and the way he kind of justified it was that if INEOS are keeping him, I might as well be Ten Hag in.
I ain't spoken to Marcel since the last time I spoke to Marcel, guys, was Crystal Palace.
He said, yeah.
Crystal Palace draw when we're in the studio together. That's the last time I spoke to him. I spoke to him very briefly after, but I ain't spoken to him since United lost to Spurs and everything, like the Villa game and all of that kind of stuff. Porto game, I ain't spoken to him. But to say that because INEOS are keeping him, then I will stay Ten Hag in. That's jokes, man. Marcel never changed.
Yeah, literally. He literally said that. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? For him to say that is, but then again, is it crazy? So I just kind of was like,
I get it. He's basically saying he's putting his trust in INEOS, and if INEOS are choosing to keep him, then
no, but the thing is, though, you can't really change your mind based on someone's inability to make a decision. You know what I mean? Like you've got to be kind of stern. Like if you have some belief in what you think, like you keep it in it. You know what I mean? It's like you could probably say to yourself, "Cool, I'm Ten Hag out," but by the end of the year, if he's still here and he does this, then I could be Ten Hag in. But right now, I'm Ten Hag out. Like I get that you're looking at maybe foresight and maybe in terms of trophies where we finish, cool, but not to do it after 2 weeks. It's I find that very, very like alarming and quite crazy. But then again, it is Marcel,
Yeah, like, and even people I've seen people saying, oh, depending on the next 2 games or the next 5 games, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I want to know, and maybe this is to anyone in the chat that is maybe like a pro Ten Hag or Ten Hag in. I want to know, when you are pro Ten Hag, is it the belief that he's going to turn it around because you believe in his tactics and his style of play, or is it just belief that he can just get a run of games, favorable games that can help him get results? Because your question was about where can United be by the next international break, which is in November, right? I couldn't even tell you how many goals United are going to score between now and November. I couldn't tell you that. Because let's be honest, right? Going into most games, you don't know what the score, like, it's hard to predict. United is hard to predict games. If I do a preview video, I can't predict the game because I don't know if United are going to score 1 goal or they're going to score 4 goals, but they're going to concede 4 goals at the same time. Like, it is really difficult to predict. And you're looking at the injuries. So from what my understanding, when I was reading the news this morning, Kobbie Mainoo's out injured for 4 weeks. Nazir Mazraoui is out injured. Harry Maguire's out injured. What's it called? Garnacho, Diallo, they all withdrew from international duty.
Yeah, they're 50-50. Yeah.
Partey left a game for Uruguay injured.
Mount's back. Yay.
Be for real, bro. Be for real. What?
I'm just giving you options. I'm giving you options. Mount's back.
No disrespect to Mason Mount, but I just anticipate that he would get injured again. And I think Malacia is expected to be back in the coming weeks.
But again, I mean, he's someone that I don't think United should be rushing. Should ease him back in 50 minutes here. Sorry, 20 minutes here and there. You know,
I think he should play with the reserves.
Oh yeah,
under 21.
You remember that back in the day?
When they used to do that.
Yeah, you used to do that every week. Like get back in and play football under 21s or what. But I don't think they do. They do that anymore. It's weird.
No. I don't think they do. I remember they used to do it, but I don't know if the rules have changed in the Premier League. I'm not too sure. But all those injuries, then you have up front Rashford, Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, who I think even Erik ten Hag. I think Erik ten Hag is trying to use Zirkzee in the same way that he used to use Sebastian Haller at Ajax, but they're two different profiles. They're two different types of players. I don't know if you remember, but Sebastian Haller was that connector, right?
Yeah.
The front line to the wide players that created the space in behind. But they're two different types of players. And I think Zirkzee, I think Ten Hag is clearly struggling to kind of fit Zirkzee and Højlund in together. So it's always going to be one or the other.
You know, the thing is with me, with Zirkzee, a lot of people put pressure on him, but you got to remember, like, you know, the wingers at Bologna were more effective than the wingers we have here. Let's be honest, like, that they were in the system. And Bologna did well last season under Thiago Motta. And ultimately, a better coach deployed him better. Why did that coach get the best out of him, but not Ten Hag? I don't know. It's still early.
Can you look at it on the flip side and just look at the Italian league in comparison to the Premier League?
I get it. Italian league is obviously a bit more slower, but it's still the same principle, though, isn't it? Like it's not as if you're changing a principle or an idea. People talk about leagues, yeah, but I get that. But are we saying that the Premier League, in terms of defending, is that a crazy, level to Serie A? Is it?
No, but
really?
I saw Seedorf. I think it was Seedorf saying a couple of weeks ago that Zirkzee should have stayed in the Italian league and he should have went to Milan or something. Because
I agree.
When you're a young developing player, especially like a player like Zirkzee, where his profile is in a way is kind of a unicorn in terms of what Manchester United look for in a striker. Man United traditionally never had these kind of strikers that were more like that deep lying. Wayne Rooney, for example, he progressed into a deep lying striker later into his career when he lost his legs and he wasn't really that athletic anymore. Man United historically don't have these kind of number 9. So when Joshua Zirkzee came in, you're trying to fill a gap that doesn't really exist in the kind of way that Man United play. And I agree with Seedorf. When you are a young player like that and you're coming into a team where it is a bit of an unstable team, let's be honest, Manchester United has been a bit unstable over the last couple of years, or maybe like since Alex Ferguson left. You are kind of, I don't want to say digging your own grave, but if it doesn't work out for you, you could F up your career like that. You could really F up your career so early into it. So I agree with Seedorf in that, but I also look at Ten Hag and I think between Højlund and Zirkzee, he doesn't really know how to use either of the strikers. Højlund is being used as this number 9 that is just basically fighting players half the time. And Joshua Zirkzee is playing as that deep lying player. And I think between him and Bruno, when they do play together, they kind of occupy the same spaces.
Same space, yeah.
And as a result, there's a lot of like miscommunication. So I'm looking at that front line, Marcus Rashford, maybe going into the weekend, Marcus Rashford, Zirkzee, maybe Garnacho, maybe Ahmad on the right. I'm not too sure. And I'm just like, where's the goals going to come from unless Rashford just scores a worldie out of nowhere or individually? Huh?
United have a loss with Anthony in starting.
Is that real? I saw someone saying that.
On Twitter. See on Twitter.
I didn't go and look it up.
I didn't go and look it up because I was like,
yeah. But also, that's why I wouldn't regurgitate it either, because I'm like, I don't know if it's true.
Did he not start the 7-0 when we lost 7-0 against Liverpool? Or is it this season? Maybe it's this season.
Maybe.
But then again, how many games has he played this season?
You can't say this season because United haven't even won that many games this season.
Exactly. It's not really good a sample size.
Yeah,
so
we haven't really scored that much.
My thing is, I just think for me, it's one of them where in this Man United team, I think ultimately the manager in his reign has not got an attacking combination going. Like, we haven't scored more than 60 goals. Like, I think the deep cause of the problem is that we're not an attacking team, We're not. We're not an attacking team. Nor are we a defensive team. What are we? We're just kind of in the middle. We're literally kind of in the middle, you know. We're not an attacking team. We're not a defensive team. You know, we're just literally playing the transition, counter-attack. But even that, we're not even counter-attacking anymore, you know, as freely as we used to be, or we tried to do in the first year. So there's not really things that are going our way, if I'm being honest with you. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
But then again, that's why I take it back to INEOS, because yes, INEOS, this is their first real season at Manchester United, let's be honest, right? But also I look at the lack of accountability when it comes to, you know, okay, the decision to keep Erik Ten Hag, for example, the decision to keep him. When Ashworth and Barada were both asked about it after the Liverpool game, they kind of distanced themselves from it and said we were not in our roles and the decision was made before we came into the job. And that's true. So why is Sir Jim Ratcliffe now, the other day when he was talking to the BBC, saying the same thing? The football experts, he said the football experts were not in place to make the decision in the summer. So now we need to wait for them to kind of assess everything and make their decision.
But how do you assess it?
Why did you make that decision? If it was you or whoever, the other bold guy, I forgot what his name is. The other guy.
But Jim Ratcliffe's been watching us since last February. Or if he's a fan, he'd been watching us the whole reign. But when he was ratified and he was looking and he was observing and he had his people there, that was from February of last year. So, you know, like, I mean, you've been watching this for a long time, you know. It's not as if you've not been watching us. We've been bad for a year and a bit. So where do you look at us in that aspect? You see what I mean? So I genuinely think it's just a blame game. You know, we're blaming each other. We're doing this, we're doing that. But like, someone's just got to grab a situation and just say, right, this is what we're doing. Because now you're going to have Marcel doing what he's doing. You're going to have fans who might flip-flop. And they might say, you know what, man, we got one win today. So let's go back to being Ten Hag again. Because some people, you know what it is with me? I'm very strong in my opinion, right? So when I was Ollie out, I stayed Ollie out. When I was Mourinho out, I stayed Mourinho out. When I was, Ten Hag out, I've stayed Ten Hag out. Not many people that are strong-minded as me or want to stick to that opinion. You know what I mean? Not that you have to be every week, I'm saying. Be like, yo, no matter what. Say that if we win 3-0, you can't say Ten Hag out still. You know what I mean? You've just got to analyze the performance. But in the back of your mind, you're still a Ten Hag out. But like, people are just don't, and that's where you can't allow the fan base to have this civil war. I've called it civil war right now with the players. Now, Cantona.
I can't go anywhere without people arguing. Like, if I open Twitter, people are arguing.
See what I mean?
On TikTok, people are arguing. If I go on YouTube, people are arguing.
Yeah.
Can I just say, just on the thing of like this term flip-flopping, I don't think there's anything wrong with you changing your opinion when you're presented with new information. Like, I see no wrong with that. For example, I've seen KG, shout out to KG, I've seen KG saying now Ten Hag out because he's seeing new facts in front of him that maybe he was choosing to turn away from before, but now he's looking at the facts and he's changed his opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. I've seen, for example, Marcel changing his view. He's probably looking at it and thinking, you know what? INEOS have kept them for a reason, kept him for a reason. So if they trust in him, I'm going to trust in him. And I think that's perfectly valid. But what I don't like is people that act as if the style of football that Man United are playing is, there's no room to criticize it, basically. And that is a lot of the issue that I see when people talk about whether the manager should stay or go. They talk about his style of football. Oh, remember Ajax? Oh, when he did, that iconic Champions League run. Like, come on, they lost to Spurs in the semi-final. Like, be for real. But of course, the run in which they got there was impressive. But when my biggest problem is, if you want to be Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out, that is completely valid and that is completely fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But don't sit there and say that the style of football is good and it's the players that's the issue and that they cannot implement what the manager wants. Because I saw Benny McCarthy sit there, and this is, can I say, a prime example. I watched Benny McCarthy's interview where he said, on the training ground, we are perfect. And then he said, when they go into games, he said, I don't know what happens, right?
What happens, yeah.
But that shows me that Erik Ten Hag has one plan that they practice in training. And when it gets to the game and the manager maybe plays differently or maybe switches it up 15, 20 minutes into the game, United don't know what to do. And by reading the quotes from Benny McCarthy, you would think it's the players that are the issue. You'll probably think, oh my God, players, weak mentality. They're so good in training, but they go into the game and suddenly they don't know how to play. But really and truly, what Benny McCarthy is actually saying is that they train and practice one thing to perfection. And when they get to the game and it doesn't work, they don't have another thing to do. And I remember we talk Ajax, the guys that come on United View quite often. They always said Ten Hag has one plan. And he doesn't have a plan B. He doesn't have a plan. He sticks to his one plan. And Benny McCarthy, for me, confirmed that. And for me, as a manager, how can you have one game plan for every opponent? That's madness. That's actually madness.
And this is what I'm saying. And that's why, for me, it's like, I just look at situations and I'm like, cool. We got the thing situation with the players. And now it's about, like, you know, can you see an improvement? I believe that any other top club would just allow this. Like, why would you kind of look at it and be like, oh, but the fan base, look at it. Why would we have to fight each other, like, for a decision to be made? I just wish there was a day where we all just woke up one day and the manager was just sacked, like, and there's no, like, you don't get to the situation where I am in the car park and that, and we're just mad and everyone's just like there's certain people that just don't watch United anymore. Like, generally. They don't watch United.
The last time that happened to me, I saw it was Moyes. Halfway through the Moyes season, I stopped watching.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, I just look at it from my point of view of, cool, say no more. We'll kind of, and I'm just kind of accepted it, but at the same time, I'm still watching INEOS a lot. Ten Hag, we know his tactics. There's no point going mad at him. Now the focus for me is on INEOS. What are you doing? What are you trying to, you know, where do you come into this? Where do you kind of look at? Where do you, like, do you see improvement? Like, and that's where, for me, my head's turned to. Because ultimately, Ten Hag should have been sacked time ago. Could have been sacked in the summer. Could have been sacked in September. Could have been sacked in now, October. And it is going to be maybe a waiting game. Is it going to be November? Is it going to be...
No, but that's what I'm saying. Every international break, fans are going to be, literally, for 2 weeks, it's going to be civil war.
Civil war. I know it is. I know. That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a civil war. And ultimately, we are going to be talking about this every single week. And that's where, for me, I'm like, damn, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, I mean, we should be looking forward. And this is why I'm like, if the season is done now, then that's crazy. Because
I think Premier League season is done. I don't think United are getting top 4. I don't think United
with or without a new manager, I think it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult. I think top 7 has to be, top 7 is probably some form of European football, basically.
You have to get European football because, hey, once a week United ain't great. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. But if we go and get a manager in, you've got more of a chance. But we definitely need what's it called? We need new change. We need to just feel positive about watching United, you know. We need to be looking forward to watching the game. Tell me right now, are you looking forward to Watford? Sorry, not Watford. Brentford, yeah.
But I haven't looked forward to a United game in ages, bro. Probably like I think maybe December last year, when United just went on that stupid run when we lost to, like, Nottingham Forest and that. I think that was December or November. When we lost 3-0. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
From then on, I think United became a chore. And that's the thing. You never want to, like, treat the club that you support, watching it, as a chore. But right now, it feels like a chore to watch Man United because you don't even know what you're going to get. And I think that's the difficult thing. I remember when I saw you Liverpool game at Old Trafford, I didn't know what we were in for. But the second the ball kicked off from the middle, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And, like, from the second that the ball kicked off,
that feels like yesterday. That, you know, that's mad. You know, when you deep it, you know what I mean. The fact that, wow, that's crazy. You know, that's actually mad.
Someone said I'm looking forward to the Fenerbahce match. Yeah, we're playing. That's next week as well.
I generally think, you know what? I didn't think he'd get to that stage. You know.
You know what I was saying? I was saying for a while. I said Mourinho might be the final nail in the coffin for him. But from what INEOS have done in the last 2 weeks, or what they haven't done, kind of confirms it might not be the final nail, but definitely I think Jose Mourinho is going to treat that like he's got a personal vendetta against Man United. He says that he still loves United, but I think he will look to humiliate him on the national stage. He's going to look at that game as an opportunity to humiliate him. And then there's players like Fred, who was the first. He was probably one of Ten Hag's better players in his first season, and then got shipped out or left. I think that game, and Brentford, for example, on the weekend is going to be an interesting one because, again, I don't know what United are going to line up with. I don't know.
Nope.
Like, you don't know who's going to start.
You don't know who's gonna, you know, that's the thing as well. You don't know who's going to start. Do you know, like, literally, I don't know who's going to start. That's the maddest thing about this, you know. We don't know who's going to start. We don't know who's going to play the back line. I mean, Martinez is going to be, like, would you start Martinez in the way he's playing right now? De Ligt can probably start. There's no obviously Maguire.
What are you going to do? Play Lindelof, who hasn't even played all season?
Oh, my God. Lindelof is going to have to start.
But you know what? Can I just say, this is criticism on INEOS as well, because I was reading a report the other day that said that they got their eyes on Alvaro Fernandez. Who's that?
That's mad.
And this is where my
were they the ones that sold him?
Huh? They sold him.
Were they the ones that sold him?
They sold him this summer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was this summer.
They sold him this summer, yeah. And I remember watching him because I watched a lot of loan players that season when Ahmad was at Sunderland. He was at Preston North End. And I said that after Ahmad, he had the best loan spell at Preston North End. I think he even won like players or something. And I was so shocked when United didn't integrate him last season into the team, given the fact that Luke Shaw was in and out. We had no Malacia. We sent Reguilon back to his team. And then they sold him this summer. And now he's got a release clause. I think it's 50 million euro release clause. But for United, I think they get first dibs of 16 million or 17 million or something like that. Why would you sell someone that you could have done with? Alvaro loan deal was done before INEOS takeover. I'm not talking about the loan deal. I'm talking about them selling him this summer. I'm not talking about the loan that he went on last season. Was he going to come back this season? United could have they could have analysed it and been like, you know what? We don't have money to buy two fullbacks. If we're going to sell Wan-Bissaka and bring in Mizraoui, Malacia is not coming back anytime soon. Luke Shaw ain't coming back anytime soon. They could have, and Erik Ten Hag has sat in press conferences and said Harry Amas is not ready for first team football. They should have looked at it and said, you know what? We should keep Alvaro Fernandez. But they decided to sell him. Why? Because pure profit, academy players, selling young products, putting on these percentage of resales and all of that kind of stuff, a sell-on percentage that Manchester United get. They wanted to make money. Okay, I understand that. But now you're saying that you're looking at him as an option for next summer after you just sold him this summer. It doesn't make sense. And that's why I have question marks on some of the things that INEOS do. Because like I said, when it comes to the stadium, when it comes to making people redundant, they can make a snap decision like that. But when it comes to other things, they're so slow with their decision making. And just on that meeting they had last week about Erik Ten Hag, I don't even think that meeting was about Erik Ten Hag. No, I actually think that was a scheduled meeting that they had.
Yep.
And the media kind of hyped it up.
Of course.
To be, oh my God, they're meeting about Erik Ten Hag. I bet you any money they had that meeting in the calendar. There's no way Joe.
They love this, you know. They love this.
Yeah, the media love it because why? Everyone's going to.
But even I think they love it as well. They love the media.
They want to be the topic of discussion in the media.
I genuinely believe this Jim Ratcliffe loves the cameras, you know. He loves the cameras. He loves, you know, having a spotlight. INEOS, the brand gets out there. You got to remember, like, it's a brand image, you know, as well, you know. Like, it's a brand image, you know. So they're like, you know what? Let's get ourselves out there. Let's have the people talking about us in a meeting. Like, it helps the brand. People then be like, because not like, did you know INEOS before? Like, some people might have known INEOS before.
I knew of them from the cycling stuff that they used to do. That's it. They're big in cycling industry.
Yeah. Do you know
but even then, there's some good articles. If you don't want to read it, there's an article on The Athletic that analyzes basically how anything that INEOS have invested in sports-wise, how they've done from before investment and then after investment. And you just see all the graphs going like this, boom. As soon as INEOS come in, the graphs start.
Yeah, of course. And that's just what's going on right now. I think ultimately, you got to remember with this situation with the manager, I feel like for me, it's like, cool. We know what's going on with him. But I think INEOS now, I think there's maybe a clash of who wants to sack him, who doesn't want to sack him, who wants to keep him. You know what I mean? I think there's a clash in that regards. Like, is it Brailsford that wants to keep him? Is it Omar Barada that wants to carry on? Because none of them have really sacked managers. Like, apart from Jim Ratcliffe, they haven't sacked managers before. They haven't.
Yeah, that's true. Even when you look at Barada, ain't really sacked anyone at City. You look at Ashworth wasn't even responsible for that at the FA or his time at Newcastle and Brighton and whatnot. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe but at Nice they have had no issue with sacking managers left, right, centre. But also, can I say, French fans are different level, bro. They will hold the whole team back after the game and shout at them from the stands.
I did an interview with a Nice fan, and I don't know why he's not on Twitter anymore. I think he's left. So I need to get back to him and talk to him, because boy, he gave us a lot of lowdown. He talked about how Jim Ratcliffe, left the ground before the extra time, had finished. He talked about how they talked a lot and they never really promised and they never really delivered. He talked about how they just were sacking managers freely and there was tension between CEOs and, there was a lot of incompetence. I was shocked, but he was saying at Man United, it's going to be different because you're a bigger club, innit? But let's be honest, they could be different, but right now, as it stands, they've shown a bit of incompetency where they've not been able to pull the trigger as of yet, which everybody's waiting for. Like, nobody's here saying they should be given time. Okay, there's maybe people saying that, but still, even the ones that are Ten Hag in here, they're still waiting for a decision to be made. They're like, yo, if you're gonna do something, do it then. Stop waiting around, just do it.
But I think no decision is a decision in itself. Don't you?
I know it is. I know. And I did expect a statement, but I was also like, yo, man, just come out and just say something, innit? Say, yo, business as usual, or leak something out. But they're not leaking anything out. They're not here to leak anything out,
They're not gonna leak nothing, bro.
They're not here to do that. They're not here. They are not here to leak things out. They're saying, yo, we're not here to leak something out. We're gonna keep persisting with this. And we're going to keep you. And that's one thing they've done with the media. They've literally played them. They've not given them an inch. They've not given them any sort of inclination that, yo, things are going to be done, this and that. They've not done anything. So, which is good because then we always get stuff leaking out, don't we? You know what I mean? And that's not a good thing. So, in that regards, it's good. But at the same time, it's like, boy, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. You know what I'm saying to you?
Big up to Riri, man. Member for 10 months. Says, yo, Saeed, start watching the women play, bro. Listen, we're unbeaten. The women are unbeaten. We haven't even conceded a goal.
Are you skinning it in now? Are you skinning it in?
Nah, still bun him. But because we got good players, INEOS actually backed him this window. And the difference is he's getting a tune out of the players that they brought in. Like, it's as simple as that. But we're unbeaten right now. And 4 clean sheets in a row. No goals conceded.
Wow.
So it's true. I hear it. You lot should start watching the women's play. But quickly before we wrap it up, because I need to do the school run before I leave my nephew stranded outside of the school. What are you saying, man? Brentford game. What do you think is gonna happen?
I think we'll probably scam a 2-1.
We're gonna scam a 2-1?
We're gonna scam a 2-1. Yeah. Because I genuinely believe
we're gonna score 2 goals.
We'll scam a 2-1. I just woke up the other day thinking, he's gonna scam a 2-1.
You think we're gonna score 2 goals?
Bro, I don't know. Maybe a 1-0. Maybe a 1-0.
All right, if you say scam a 1-0, I could get behind that. Because I can see us maybe scoring 1 goal.
Oh no.
But 2.
2. Yeah,
who's scoring?
I genuinely don't know. Don't know who's scoring. He'll scam a win. That's the main thing you need to know. He'll scam a win. And and then United will be back. Then all this. Watch what will happen after the game. United are not far from top 4, guys.
Yeah,
if we win, I think we go.
We'll go like 11th or something, no?
8th. We get 11 points. Yeah, it depends on
11 points in October.
Oh, that's a tough game for Villa. Oh, Fulham could. That's an interesting game to watch out for. That.
Are you not worried about
everyone plays each other this weekend,
Let me see the Premier League.
Everyone plays each other this weekend. Tottenham play West Ham. Aston Villa play Fulham. Brighton play Newcastle. Liverpool played Chelsea.
Liverpool versus Chelsea is not our business. That's too far up the table.
That really are playing not really a tough game.
Yeah, but all the teams that are in and around where Man United are playing tough opponents this week. Pretty much, if you look at that. I don't know. You're saying 2-1. I think maybe I'm going 1-0. Simple, like a jammy. It's gonna be a jammy result. It's gonna be a jammy result. I don't think United. I'll be very shocked if. And by the way, can I just say, after an international break, United never play good in the first game after the international break under Ten Hag. So that just for that reason, I'm saying 1-0, 1-0 jammy win. But we'll see. Listen, you got any content this week? What can people keep an eye out for?
No, I've got a video with Flex. I'm just waiting for Flex to get back to me. I've got a video with Flex coming out. That should come out at 4 o'clock. And then, yeah, I'm not sure. I might play FIFA later on, but I don't know.
We still need to. We should have played this next international break.
Yeah, next one.
Me and you were gonna play. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button, guys, on your way out, and be sure to subscribe to Saeed's channel as well. I'll be back later this evening with daily dose of Minna, so make sure you guys come through. We got watch-alongs for the weekend for the women's game, and then obviously Minna's state of mind after the Brentford game. So we got a lot of content coming over the weekend. Be sure to hit the like button. Saeed said he's gonna do a special biryani stream. I'm surprised that
I didn't say that. When did I say that?
I'm surprised no biryani flipping restaurant has sponsored you yet.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised.
You need to go to Winslow Road and get a sponsorship.
Yeah, no, that needs to happen still, but we'll get there. We'll get there. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get there, man.
We'll get
Big
there.
up everyone. I gotta go do the school run before I leave my nephew stranded outside. I'm out. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. Peace.